So Cade Cunningham is officially a Detroit Pistons. NBA draft wrapped up just 2 days ago. You guys are seeing this one on Saturday. Happy Saturday to all of you. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. So as I mentioned, Cade Cunningham rebuild here today with the Detroit Pistons. So yes, I'm fully aware I just did this rebuild not so long ago. Basically did it after the draft lottery ended. I obviously took Cade first overall with Detroit. I'm pretty sure everybody knew that one was going to happen, but I actually put up a poll on my community tab on YouTube asking you guys if you wanted to see this again, and the majority of you guys said yes, so here we are today doing it again. I would also like to apologize because I'm recording this just as the second round kind of started, so we do not have an updated second round pick count for who ends up going to Detroit. I let the CPU just draft the entire second round for me. I could wait up till all hours of the night and kind of wait till it's finalized, but ultimately, I do have to get 2 videos out. I'm currently recording this on draft night. You guys are seeing this Saturday, but I'm going away for the weekend, so got to get a video out every single day. So it's mainly focused on Cade here. Any other prospects that are or are not on this team are supposed to be whatever there is. I do apologize. That being said, I'm happy to do this one again. I'm excited to do this one again, man. I love doing Pistons rebuilds. Got a great young core, and we're going to get into this one in just a second. But before we do, if you guys are new around here, man, we're on the road to 30K. I would definitely appreciate it if you guys will consider subscribing to the channel. We got a great community here, and I'm sure everybody here would love to have you. Well, let's get into this one. So we'll do team player options real quick, kind of get that out of the way. I can definitely, cheese the system here with 2K, Corey Joseph, Rodney McGruder. Can definitely get a first-round pick for you. Also, just want to emphasize this is not a realistic rebuild whatsoever. That is not my goal today. So, qualifying offers, Dennis Smith Jr. I'm probably just going to move on from you at this point. I mean, we have Killian Hayes to back up Cade Cunningham if we really need him. Hamidou Diallo will get his qualifying offer, though. Dennis Smith Jr. might be one of those draft picks, man. I thought he was going to pan out. Just ultimately really never did. I thought he was going to be really good in this league. So, obviously, we do a free agency here. We have we have bird rights on Dennis Smith Jr. Probably not going to bring him back. If we take a look at this squad right now, Cade, Killian Hayes. We also have Corey Joseph, who I just picked up. And again, I don't know who. I'm pretty sure that Scotty Lewis is, these are our second-round picks right here. They drafted me 3 shooting guards. Definitely all could probably not be on this team. I'm assuming they're probably not. I have no idea where they are right now. I'm not really focusing on the second round of the draft right now. But I'm probably just going to trade them just because I don't want to go ahead and use guys that are probably on another team that, just got drafted, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm probably going to... Is this guy... No, he's 2019. Okay. I just wanted to, it just doesn't feel right to me. So I'm going to go ahead and get second round picks for all of them, and then I'll see you guys whatever move is next. So our first trade that was not one of those 3 rookies that, maybe some of you would say just use them. It doesn't really matter, whatever it is, but I don't know, man. I just also didn't really want to use a bunch of 68 overalls. I actually included a second round pick every time I traded for a second round pick, so we really didn't actually really gain anything from that. So Tyler Cook, on the other hand, is going to get me a first round pick. He's on this team, so I can do whatever the hell I want with him. Corey Joseph also going to be moved on from. We just don't need him. Our point guard spot is 100% set. The Chicago Bulls want to give me a first. Absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. Rodney McGruder probably going to be our final piece that we really move on from here right now for just a first-round pick, a pick from Atlanta. Absolutely beautiful. So I would like to bring back wait, do we not have bird rights? Oh, son of a bitch. I thought we would have bird rights on Diallo. That kind of sucks. But I'm going to probably wait on Hamidou Diallo. Could I look at some other free agents right now? It is definitely possible. Hamidou Diallo, I do want to give a year or 2 starting at that shooting guard spot. I'm up in the air on Josh Jackson. Is he a free agent after the season? He probably is, right? Yeah. I don't mind him. I think he's definitely, had a better career here than he did in Phoenix when I also thought he was going to be very good, man. 2 misses from me, but I don't know. I do like Sadiq Bey a lot. Davidas, I don't know how to pronounce that name, man. It's kind of a rule of thumb. If I don't know how to pronounce your name and you're not at least an 80 overall, I typically trade you, so could definitely be in the works. Jeremy Grant and Sekou Doumbouya definitely going to be in my 1-2 punch that power forward spot, and they actually just traded Mason Plumlee today. I'm not going to get into that exact trade, man. I'm just going to trade him for probably a second-round pick. If somebody offers me a deal with a second-round pick, I'm going to take it. Actually, I'm just going to look up the trade. I'll be back. Actually, no, because it included picks in the draft this year. I'm so fucking dumb. All right, I'll take Corey Joseph back, and then I'll trade. I got this. Give me a second. My apologies for being all over the place. If I'm being honest with you, I totally forgot that they actually went ahead and traded Plumlee prior to the draft starting. And again, man, there's just so much to do because I actually manually made the first 17 picks in this draft. And, it's hard for me to trade every single player, update this entire file. So, my bad about that one again. Ultimately, if it doesn't really affect our team too much, I'm not really that worried about it. Ultimately, maybe in a week from now when there's an updated shared file that has everything 100% correct, I'll go ahead and start using that. But, with the time being, we're probably not going to go ahead and really worry about some of those smaller things. So, sorry, that seemed a little chaotic for a second, but just wanted to make that 100% clear with you guys. We also really probably weren't even going to play Plumlee. I love Isaiah Stewart. Progresses very well in this game, as I'm sure a lot of you know. And honestly, Jaleel Okafor's fat ass can be my backup center for a season. So I think we're probably at this point in time, honestly just gonna kind of run it back. I mean, Josh Jackson, hypothetically, what could I get for him? I just don't want to have to pay him or let him go for nothing next year. That's kind of my hypothesis right now, kind of my theory, if you will. And if we can maybe go ahead and get somebody of some sort of value, I wouldn't mind doing it. I mean, ultimately, it might actually have to be another backup shooting guard. KCP also on a one-year deal, though. Gary Harris is, I believe, one-year deal. I don't know why I thought he had an option. So it's a lot of one-year contracts. It's not a ton of, value-wise. We're not really getting anything that solid. I get Draymond Green, but no thanks. So honestly, I'll just keep Josh Jackson for here. Kind of run it with this core right now. I mean, I don't really think there's a reason to make any crazy-ass changes. I do like Evan Fournier. Do I want to do a one-year deal with Evan Fournier? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do a 2-year deal. It's going to be a 1-and-1 with the team option. That's what I'm going to do with Fournier. And then I'm going to bring back Hamidou Diallo as well. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and officially get rid of Josh Jackson for a first-round pick. And I'll see you guys at the start of year number 1. So I have a lot to explain right now. We actually ended up paying Hamidou Diallo. We brought him back on a 2-year deal. I believe it's like $12 million a season. I just want to double-check that and show you guys real quick. We brought him back. We had the cap space. Honestly, I was just decided to do that. Why wait a year? You know what I'm saying? So other than that, I traded that European dude whose name I couldn't pronounce. He's a lower overall than Josh Jackson was. I slid Josh Jackson up to the backup small forward spot. He went up 3 overalls. That's how we're going to roll with it. So, year number 1 here in Detroit. Cade Cunningham, Hamidou Diallo, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Isaiah Stewart. Our bench unit, Evan Fournier, Killian Hayes, Josh Jackson, Sekou Doumbouya, and Jahlil Okafor. Probably not a playoff team if I had to guess, but I've seen weirder things happen in 2K. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So just as I suspected, we were not a playoff team here in year number 1. I mean, we have a very young core. We're obviously still working on developing, maybe going ahead in this offseason, making a big trade, making a big signing, whatever the situation may be. But definitely a pretty solid year still. 13th seed here in the Eastern Conference. Going to go ahead, hopefully have a pretty high draft pick. Giannis wins another MVP award. Cade Cunningham does win Rookie of the Year for us at 20.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. God, it's a beautiful sight, man. Press Achiuwa, Jonathan Isaac, never changes. Tyrese Maxey, most improved for Philadelphia. Stan Van Gundy, coach of the year. Low-key, if Tyrese Maxey actually ends up starting for Philadelphia next year, I think he could be a sleeper for most improved. No, I'm not just saying that because it happens in 2K all the time. I actually like his potential quite a bit. Just a guess, though. Stan Van Gundy, technically not even the Pelicans head coach anymore, but does win coach of the year. So before we sim the playoffs, look at some numbers. Cade actually lists in scoring, followed by Isaiah Stewart, who's just an absolute monster in this game. I mean, legitimately one of the better centers to trade for. Super easy to trade for, and again, it just puts up absolute numbers. Jeremy Grant's down, numbers department, but again, 2K kind of just hates on him. Sadiq Bey, Evan Fournier, Killian Hayes, Hamidou Diallo, Jackson, Okafor, Doumbouya, and then Nemanja Bjelica got some minutes. Rebounds was to Stewart, and Cade led us in assists. So, we're going to simulate this real quickly, get this one out of the way. Thank God this isn't an old 2K where it takes 25 years to simulate a first round of the playoffs, but the Denver Nuggets go on to win the finals, I believe, in 5 games over the Miami Heat, and Nikola Jokic is your finals MVP. So, league meeting time, real quick. They reject all those. Absolutely beautiful. We'll head into the draft lottery, where we are currently projected to have the 7th overall pick. It's actually going to Houston. There's probably some sort of protection on it. No. Maybe it was top 5 protection. We do not have our pick. What trade is that from? I have no idea what trade that is from, but whatever the situation may be, I don't know it off the top of my head, but we do not have our first round pick. So we're clearing house here in the staff department. Definitely want to go ahead and get my own staff in here. I know, typically what works here in this game, what does not work. So wouldn't mind a new assistant coach, Jesse Murmuries, but Lionel Hollins has better ratings. Head coach, definitely got some options here. Steven Salas, Johnny Bryant's here, Billy Donovan's here. Honestly, let's bring in Billy Donovan. Current head coach of the Chicago Bulls. Why not? No way I'm going to be able to afford all these guys. Billy Donovan doesn't even want to come here anyways. So I'll bring in Mark. I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly. Sorry, I think it's like Dagnold or something. But he'll come in here. We'll bring in Ryan Williams as well, who doesn't have tremendous ratings, but I can live with it. So we're heading up to the draft now without our first round pick. Really kind of sucks. So I, again, have no idea what move that is from. What I'm trying to think. When did the Pistons and the Rockets make a trade? I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head. Maybe I'm just drawing a blank right now, but whatever it is, I will draft somebody at number 19 overall. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some value here, whether it's just, not another future first-round pick that does get repetitive. So, I can't pronounce this dude's name. Ousmane Dieng from France? Paris, France? Probably not. Don't need a small forward anyways. So, I really necessarily don't need any position. I think Yannick Ngakoue here. Probably going to be my pick just because we do need another backup center. We'll go ahead and draft him here. And we're now going to go ahead and sign him. He's going to be 74 overall for us. Going to replace Joe Okafor there. Bay's coming back. Stewart's coming back. Killian Hayes coming back. Fournier, I will pick up his team option. I'm probably going to go ahead and trade it because I do have some pretty big plans here for free agency. Do we have any big free agents here? We have Josh Jackson and Joe Okafor. So in other words, no, we do not. So probably got a little bit of spending money. Ultimately, Cade's going to be locked into that point guard spot. I think shooting guard definitely could be upgraded. I'm comfortable enough with Saddiq Bey. I mean, 13 points a game, almost 14. I can live with that. Jeremy Grant is an option. I mean, he just necessarily doesn't put up the best numbers here in 2K. Probably because his tendencies are down. I mean, that's just how 2K rolls with the end. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart's not going anywhere. So it's probably either a power forward or a shooting guard upgrade, replacement, whatever you want to call it. If we look at some options here, I'm not signing Kevin Durant. I mean, I'm not trying to be realistic whatsoever. I just got Kevin Durant the other day. So Harden has 14 offers, one being from the Brooklyn Nets, a $232 million contract, supermax, whatever you want to call it. Bradley Beal's an option, though. And if I want Bradley Beal, I basically either have to go ahead and I have to trade, I believe it's Jeremy Grant or Evan Fournier or Hamidou Diallo. I think Evan Fournier is probably the option there. Hamidou Diallo is 5 years younger. Ultimately, I'd like to see him maybe develop a little bit more. He is 2 overalls lower, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's Bradley Beal. So some options here real quickly for Evan Fournier. Ultimately, maybe a new backup small forward wouldn't be necessarily the worst idea in the world. I don't really plan on retaining Josh Jackson. Josh Green's absolutely perfect. And now we're going to go ahead and give Bradley Beal an offer and hopefully get him back on, or not back on this team, but to this team here. And oh boy, ain't she pretty. Bradley Beal, welcome to Detroit, going to be the new starting shooting guard here for us. I still think this is a 10-man rotation team. Ultimately, I think at some point in time we could drop down to a 9-man rotation, but this team's honestly kind of perfect the way I like it. Obviously, added a superstar here in Bradley Beal. I think we're going to be a lot better than last year. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. So obviously just made a huge free agent signing in Bradley Beal. Him and Cade Cunningham are going to be a tremendously fun backcourt to hopefully lead us to a championship here in Detroit. Is it going to be with this, squad, this core we have right now? I don't know. We might need another move this offseason. But as of now, this is how it's looking. Cade Cunningham, Bradley Beal, Saddiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Isaiah Stewart. Our bench unit, it sucks, man. As I'm sure a lot of you know, if you've been watching me for a while, I love Killian Hayes, especially in this game. He develops super well. And ultimately, we're just not really going to get the chance to use him, which is a little bit unfortunate, at least in the starting lineup. So, could be a trade piece depending on his value in the offseason if we do need to go ahead and trade for another star or whatever it may be. But as of now, he's going to be our 6th man, getting 22 minutes a night. Followed by Hamidou Diallo, Sekou Ndombele, who 2K actually wants me to start. If you look at the minutes suggested, I'm not going to reset the whole thing and show you right now, but minutes suggested 25 here and then 25 here. The game actually wants me to start Ndombele, but I'm not going to do it. Followed by Josh Green, a new pickup in the offseason, and then our boy Yannick and Nuzosu, I just call him Yannick Ngakoue. So we're good for now, man. Hopefully looking to be a playoff team, maybe, 5-4 seeds, something like that. It'd be pretty cool to see. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. This team surprised the hell out of me, man. We're a 2 seed here in the Eastern Conference. That is the Bradley Beal effect right there. Cade's developing lethal backcourt. Giannis wins another MVP. Damian Collins, Rookie of the Year. 6th man of the year goes to Chet Holmgren in Dallas. He's backing up Tingus Pingus. I don't know why the hell you're doing that. Let me guess. Is it Precious Achiuwa? Or excuse me, Jonathan Isaac. Excuse me. That's what I meant. Nothing changes in this ever. Dylan Windler, most improved. White boy can hoop. Good for you, man. Stan Van Gundy, Coach of the Year, 52 and 30. We also go 52 and 30. Eat a dick, New Orleans. Should have been us. Some player stats on the year. Bradley Beal led us in scoring at 23 points a game. I mean, he's only playing, 34 minutes a game. So, I mean, if he's up to, 37, 36, something like that next year, I'm sure we can get that scoring up a point or two. Followed by Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes off the bench. Jeremy Grant, oh my God, this game fucking hates him. It's not even debatable at this point. I mean, seriously? Come on, 2K. We got a playoff matchup here with the Knicks. Dinwiddie, Keon Johnson, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson's the starting 5 there for New York. And we lose in 6. We need to make another move. I have no idea why this game hates Jeremy Grant so much. And what the fuck is going... What? This game just hates Jeremy Grant, dude. I have no idea why. They just do, and it really sucks. Look, I know Jeremy Grant is not a 25-point-per-game scorer, but having him average 10 points on the season... What are we doing here, 2K? I mean, what are we doing? We'll get into the lottery before we do start simming the final offseason real quick. It doesn't look like we have any picks here anyways. That is the Atlanta Hawks, the Houston Rockets, and the Orlando Magic, the top 3, followed by the Pacers and Warriors. So Mark's a solid head coach, should have won Coach of the Year, but unfortunately we did not, and we're not changing anything in our staff department. So we actually do have a couple picks here. We have 4 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. If I'm being frank with you, I don't really want to use any of them. Also, okay, I didn't realize Jeremy Grant's a free agent. I'm not using any of these. I'm going to trade them all for future picks, and I'll see you guys whatever's next. So we're here at team player options right now. Cade, Hayes, Stewart, Saddiq Bey, Josh Green, obviously all coming back. I didn't know that Jeremy Grant was free agent, as I just said. He's definitely somebody I do either want to do a sign and trade with or kind of want to replace that money. How much money do we have right now? We have around $34 million. So we do have money if we want to go out and sign a power forward. What are my power forward options here? We're obviously not getting Zion. That is getting matched. The Rockets are actually giving him a contract that he prefers over the Pelicans one, but I'm assuming the Pelicans are probably going to match that. So we could low-key sign Tingus Pingus here. He actually puts up pretty solid numbers in this game, and we can take a look, make sure that's still the case here. Oh, boy, that's talk about a down year. He also did have a back. Was it Chet Holmgren backing him up? It was somebody backing him up. It was actually pretty good. So could go a couple routes here. I don't necessarily love the idea of either signing an Embiid or Jokic and replacing or trying to play him next to Isaiah Stewart. I think I'd just rather sign Tingus Pingus, who technically, can stretch the floor a little bit. It's not like Embiid can't shoot or Jokic. I know they very well both can shoot. I don't know. It's just something about it just feels a little fishy to me. So we're going to try to sign Kristaps Porzingis right now. I think it'd be a pretty good addition here. Hopefully, going to have a little bit of a bounce back year here in Detroit. We're going to let Jeremy Grant go. We unfortunately have to let both Doumbouya and Hamidou Diallo do go if we do want to do this. So do I want to? Is it the right move for us here, man? I think it is. We're going to let them both go. KP's going to be coming here. We're going to let Garrison Matthews go as well. Kristaps Porzingis is going to slide down to that power forward spot. I don't really get KP a ton. I mean, I used to get him a decent amount, but haven't really got him in a couple videos, I'd say. So Bradley Beal's not going to have a backup. We're going to go ahead and sign a new backup power forward, and then we're pretty much going to call this one a day. It's actually going to be dumb and let me re-sign Jeremy Grant. Holy shit, I love it and hate this game at the same time. Okay, well, this team's sick. I'm still rolling with Saddiq Bey. I mean, he's down in the points department. He's probably going to be even more down in the point department, but I do like Saddiq Bey a lot. So we're putting some confidence in him. I hypothetically could start Jeremy Grant at small forward, but he's honestly just wasn't even good last year. So no reason to do that. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year. Final year here in Detroit. Ultimately ended up last year as a 2 seed, and we were not good enough to even win a first-round playoff matchup against the New York Knicks. So we added another star, if you will, at least here in 2K, in Tingus Pingus. I think he's going to go ahead and hopefully lead us to some more wins, maybe a first-round win, and in a playoff series. That would be nice. Cade's an absolute monster. The game actually wanted me to start Killian Hayes over him. I know it might say Cade has more suggested minutes, but if I reset the rotation, you'll see that they wanted me to start Killian Hayes. Not happening. Calm down. Just kind of funny. Cade, Bradley Beal, Saddiq Bey, Kristaps Porzingis, and Isaiah Stewart. Bench unit, Killian Hayes, Jeremy Grant, Josh Green, and Giannis Ngakoue. I think this team's going to be sick. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. So with a record of 65-17, man, officially good enough for a 1 seed here in the Eastern Conference. It is championship or bust, and we officially have not even made it past the first round. So a lot of high hopes, but I think we can do it. Nikola Jokic, second career MVP. Kihei Clark, rookie of the year for Phoenix. Bol, sixth man of the year. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year. Chet Holmgren, most improved after we took Tingus Pingus away from him. Look what happens. And Mark These Nuts is your coach of the year at 65-17. As I mentioned, I believe I actually saw for a flash. I don't ever look at all NBA teams or anything. I believe I saw Cade on the All NBA first team. So numbers: Cade led us in scoring, followed by Bradley Beal, Tingus Pingus, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Saddiq Bey, Jeremy Grant. Oh boy. Rebounds was Stewart and assists was Cade. We got Cleveland here. If we lose to Cleveland, man, I'm going to lose my mind. They're actually starting Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen next to each other. I have no idea what they're going to do in Cleveland with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. I mean, they basically stole Jarrett Allen from the Nets in the James Harden trade. And look, I mean, I'm not questioning them drafting Evan Mobley. He's without a doubt the right pick there. If I'm being honest, I think he might even be the second best player in this draft. But I just don't know that fit. Like, Evan Mobley's tremendous defensively, obviously. I just don't really like the fit of them playing next to each other. And you don't draft somebody third overall to have them not, play in the future. I mean, Jarrett Allen's, 24 years old? Like, you know what I'm saying? They have to make a decision one way or the other. So that's my thing with them. They might play them together, though. Who knows? Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Jonas Valanciunas made his way back to Toronto. Is the starting 5 there for Toronto, and we do go on to win in 6. And now we got Atlanta here. Trae Young, Adrian Griffin Jr., Brandon Miller, John Collins, and Onyeka Okongwu. How are you a 7 seed? We win in 5, and oh boy. Did 2K bless me? Oh, they put Rudy Gobert next to one of the worst defensive centers in the league. Okay. Cool. We get a championship in 7 games, and Cade Cunningham finals MVP at the age of 21. Oh my God, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. So I know I already did this one. I can continue moving on and doing some of these other ones because of my hypothetical mock, prediction rebuilds, draft rebuilds, whatever you want to call them. I said I thought Mobley was going 2. I thought that Jalen Green was going to be going 3. I also thought Jalen Suggs was going to Toronto. So I mean, we're doing all of those now that they're new, but Other than that, man, I mean, we did this one again. I think it was smart to do it again, but we don't really have to worry about the rest of them, you know, repeats or whatever you want to call it. So other than that, if you guys do have any other video ideas, I'd be happy to, you know, kind of get into them. I mean, we're kind of slowly closing the gap before we do get into free agency. Some of those rebuilds come out. I mean, it's not a loaded free agency class. So, I mean, Kawhi leaves, man, we'll have a new rebuild. If Chris Paul leaves, we'll have a new rebuild. I mean, I'll probably do one for DeFrozen anyways. So we'll get into all those rumors, you know, very, very shortly. But if you guys want to see any of those sooner than later, let me know down below in the comment section. And while you're down there, man, maybe subscribe to the channel. So that pretty much wraps this one up. I'm sorry today's video and yesterday's video were probably a little bit on the shorter end. As I mentioned, I'm legitimately recording this. We're in the middle of the second round. The Celtics has drafted some dude from France who's probably going to be a draft and stash. Tremendous job, Brad Stevens. But yeah, that wraps up this one. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. If not, I hope you guys have a, you know, a little bit of a better weekend. But that wraps up this one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.